الحلقة مثل ما عم نحكي مباشرة رح تكون على راديو أمريكانا 102.3 اف ام، وإذا تحبوا تشوفونا صوت وصورة على صفحة واتساب شو الأخبار على فيسبوك. اللي بيحب يتواصل معنا من ديترويت على 313-769-6666 ومن وينزر كندا على 519-256-1023. بنحب نذكر بالسبونسرز تبع أمريكانا راديو اللي هن ميدوست ريسايكلينج، لكجري هوم فرنتشر، ميريديان لو جروب، NJ دايموند، بلو سكاي صالون اند سبا، السعيدة جروسري اند سبايسز. ضيوفنا اليوم للحلقة رح يكونوا بريجيت جوارد هاشم من انفينيتي جروب، وكلوديا بزي. she's a very active activist, let's put it this way. فخلوكم معنا، رح ناخد اعلان كتير قصير ونرجع لكم بحلقتنا اليوم. Are you live? I thought because I might founded the code. Oh, that's fine. How do you switch there? How do you switch on? How do you switch off? Yeah.
Are we still on air?
Yeah, we are on air. على الاير على Facebook. Hello everyone.
I tried my best.
Hello everyone on Facebook. This is Hussein. Inshallah, we promise you to have a very good show today. I have Claudia and Brigitte with me. We're gonna be on air inshallah for another like 50 minutes. If you have any question, any comment, or any concern, please leave it in the comment box under the video. Feel free to share the video so we can reach more people. If you want to call the studio, you can at 313-769-6666.
No, that's my sister. Yeah. Everybody congratulates me on it. I'll accept the gift though.
When is your daughter?
You could just join my stuff. And then I'll come and
Kelly, let me know when you're ready to go back.
They think I'm
شو أخباركم؟
الحمد لله.
مش الحال؟
Much better than last week.
والله.
الحمد لله.
Don't I look much better?
You always look better.
The last week I was a disaster. But the other day they fell more better.
That wasn't the day for cameras in your face.
not today.
Not today, huh?
أصلاً إحنا نسوان. We like to look nice.
Yeah.
No matter
And you have
how
to feel
old
good
we
too.
get.
You want to feel good.
أنا I wake up, I put some clothes on and leave.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
We have to, look nice.
If you look good, you feel good.
Yes.
Not even just clothes-wise. You're having a good day when you just feel good. It's awesome.
Definitely.
Hussein, I haven't asked you how's the movie.
You haven't asked me at all. That's just the 7th time.
I think it's the 5th. So
I get the 5th. The 7th probably.
sick of me.
And crossroad makes you feel calm.
Oh yeah, good. Calls the nerves.
Yeah, like, I don't know, just imagine that you're just having a chit chat,
Yeah.
coffee meeting with us and nobody's watching.
And
Yeah, nobody's watching.
yeah. You said your name is French, right?
Yeah.
My name is French, so it's European.
And
A lot of people wonder.
Hello.
Allah, mashallah, lots of ads.
No, هيدي غنية.
كمان؟
هيدي غنية ماشي. حطي لهم شوي ليسمعوها. ما تعليها كتير.
فيها؟
نو علي لهم اياها شوي ليسمعوها تعرفوا شو عم يعملوا.
خلصت
خلصت.
مشان ما يروح الفيسبوك.
Video
جروب للمحاماة وبإدارة المحامي المعروف طارق بيضون، يضم أمهر المحامين المتخصصين بقضايا الحوادث، الإصابات الشخصية والقضايا العائلية، وأيضا القضايا التجارية والعقارية. مكتب ميديان لو جروب ربح قضايا عديدة وخاصة المتعلقة بضريبة الأملاك وتوفير أكثر من 50 مليون دولار لأصحاب العقارات. العنوان 19855 Outer Drive Suite 104 West في مدينة ديوبون. رقم الهاتف 313-288-8529 النزاهة والعدالة والتفوق هدف والآن أخبار الجالية.
مستمعينا بنعود لكم بحلقتنا اليوم من راديو أمريكانا 102.3 اف ام. معكم حسين هاشم على الهواء مباشرة. رح نتواصل معكم للساعة 2 تقريبا بموضوع جديد والحديث عن طريقة how to bridge the gap between two generations، وبدنا نلقي الضوء على نجاحات شخصيتين جديدتين من عنا من الجالية قدموا كتير، اختلاف في العمر واختلاف الجنريشنز واختلاف كل شيء، بس كل واحد منهم عنده قصة حلوة وقصة كتير يعني مميزة لهم. ف نحب انه انتم تشاركونا، ولاتصالاتكم مثل ما قلنا قبل ما نروح للاعلان فيكم تتواصلوا معنا من ديترويت على 313-769-6666 ومن وينزر كندا على 519-256-1023. بيجيت وكلوديا اهلا وسهلا فيكم. نحن رح نحكي عربي وانجليزي، سو انتم كيف بترتاحوا فيكم تحكوا. مستمعينا اللي بيسمعوا علينا كمان بيحكوا عربي وانجليزي، فانتم كيف بترتاحوا اللغه اللي بترتاحوا فيها اكثر شيء فيكم تحكوا فيها. Claudia, we would like to hear you in Arabic more. حتى نشجعك تحكي عربي.
I think you guys would laugh. You think this
No,
is like
you're
a
good.
conversation.
Just to start our show هيك حتى نعرف العالم عليكم. بيجيت فيك تعرفينا عن حالك in terms of مين انت، شو بتعملي، يعني هيك شغلات فاصل in English or in Arabic. Who's Brigitte? When someone tells you who's Brigitte Jawad Hachem, what did you tell them?
شكرا أستاذ حسين، شكرا على المقابلة الحلوة. أهلا وسهلا بالجميع، مساء الخير.
مساء النور.
أنا إنسانة عادية،
حلو.
خلقانة بأفريقيا، عربية بأفريقيا، لبنانية الأصل.
والله خلقانة بأفريقيا بأي بلد؟
بسيراليون.
سيراليون.
وربيت هونيك وكان عندنا جالية كتير قوية بسيراليون بفريقيا.
نايس.
وأهلي كانوا بالتجارة، كان بيي تاجر والوالدة كمان كان عندها مصنع.
حلو.
فابتدأت تعلمت هونيك طبعا عربي وإنجليزي. كان عندنا مدرسة كتير قوية.
نايس.
تعلمنا العربي، بنقرا بنكتب عربي وبنحكي عربي وبنعرف عن لبنان قبل ما نروح على لبنان. وبنفس الوقت تعلمت وكان عندي طموح كتير. كنت حب التجارة والعلم. الطموح كان إنه يكون عندي مكتب مستشارة مالية، تجارة، شو ما عرفت بالضبط.
حلو.
بنفس الوقت كنت بدي أعمل محاماة، بس أخذت مجال الاستشارة المالية. فاجينا على أمريكا وتعلمت هون.
هلا كانوا الاهل مشجعين لك بالنسبه لانه انك تفوتي بهذا المجال كبزنس، يعني خصوصا كمراه، سوري من هالكلمه، يعني بهذا الوقت يعني اللي عم نحكي فيها تقريبا من شي 20 سنه تقريبا، شيء
أكثر شوي.
اكثر من هيك، يعني بوقتها عم نحكي كجاليه عربيه كعائله شرقيه عم تقول لبنتهم بدها تفوت بالبزنس يعني.
اجينا انا وخيي لما تعلمنا. اشتغلت بمصارف ماليه هيك، بس حبيت انه افتح مكتب لإلي.
حلو.
بال90 فتحت مكتب، بلشت بالمورتجز.
حلو.
بالتمويل العقاري. بعد منها بال94 ابتدأت فتحت مكتب لحالي. ومن وقتها لهلا
بعدك لحالك
بمجال الاستشارة المالية، المورتجز، وفتنا بالريل استيت وبالفاينانشال ادفايزنج.
ان شاء الله بدنا نضوي اكثر على هيدي المصير. هلا انت لخصتيها بظرف دقيقه او دقيقتين، بس في كثير رجال. اكيد. Claudia, tell us more about yourself. Who's Claudia?
Well, first and foremost, thank you for extending an invitation to me. My name is Claudia. I was born and raised in Dearborn, Michigan. I'm Lebanese. My parents immigrated here from Lebanon at a very early age. And oftentimes people ask me, you know, they assume that I work for the city. They assume I work at City Hall or whatever it may be. And when they ask me that, the answer is quite simple. no, I don't, but I'm very, very passionate about this community. It's all I know. I love it so much. You know, and everything.
You're out there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why they ask you.
And you know that is why they ask me. They assume that what is my affiliation? And the answer is quite simple. You know, when I was 13,
Yeah.
during my summer vacation in elementary school, I just had the urge to work for the city. So I walked to the city hall. The old city hall was like.
How old were you at that time?
13 years old.
13 years old,
Yeah.
and you worked for the city?
I walked to City Hall, which was like a mile away from my house.
Hello.
And the first office that I could see, which was the mayor's office, coincidentally, and I walked in and I said, hi, my name is Khadi Bazi. I'm 13 years old and I'd like to serve my community. SubhanAllah,
Just like that?
Wallahi, I did. And I really, I braced myself. I said, okay, there's a chance they're going to laugh in my face or pat me on the back and say, you little cutie, go home. But you know what? SubhanAllah, within the same week, they gave me my own office space. I had my own email, I had my own city badge, and I felt like I was really, really doing something for the greater good of the community. And you know what I really loved about that was the sense of accomplishment. They made me feel at the tender age of 13, like my voice is valid, what I was doing there is valid. They made me feel like what I was doing there was servicing the community, and what I was doing there was important, that I was contributing to the greater good of the community.
I mean, at the age of 13, someone will say, well, this girl wanna probably go out with her friends, or they wanna go shopping, or they wanna go like
those
out
things
to
that are
eat or
interesting,
something,
yeah, at the
or
time, yeah.
go to a concert.
Yeah.
What was in your mind at 13 to wanna like be in a governmental facility?
You know what? Wallahi, I love trying new things.
Hello.
And this was far-fetched at my age, and I braced myself to be rejected and not have that opportunity. But they took a chance on me. It was a leap of faith, and alhamdulillah, it worked out in my favor.
At 13, what were you doing?
At
I
13,
wanna create a correlation
yes,
between
at 13, I was actually going to school.
Hello.
After school, I'll come home, I'll go to my dad's store.
Amazing. I think all of us, we have the same story to some extent,
Yeah,
right?
he did import, and I would, actually at 10, I'll start going to the bank
Hello.
with one of the employees and going to the bank managers and deposit funds and all.
What's the story your dad had?
We had like import-export,
Hello.
all kinds of products.
شو كنت تعملي عنده? What did you used to do?
At the time, there was only, we used to order merchandise from Europe,
Hello.
and we didn't have emails, so we used to have telegrams.
كان عم تضحك شكلك ورق عليك هالقصص.
And then the typewriter, we didn't have a computer, so the typewriter was one of those big punch typewriters that you have to type on.
هلا بس نشوفها بنحن نقول واو.
Yeah,
It's متحف museum.
Dinosaur. Then I would write receipts and orders. But that was my dad's store. But then my mother has her own business too. So I'll drop that and I'll move to her business where she has a furniture store. And they used to manufacture furniture and things. So the business mind was already.
So you took it from your mom and your dad.
Yes.
يعني they gave it to you.
But you know what? I have a sister, and she's gonna forgive me. She's a school teacher. She never used to get into that. She'll stay home and just fix the beds and all that. But I would be the one in the business. I was the one with the business.
على طول there is always one person بالعائلة بيكون إنه بحب يضل مع الأبي والأم ويضل معهم ويتعلم منهم هيك شغلات. وحلوة أصلا. But I think Claudia وبريت اثنيناتكم يعني Claudia you work with your dad right
Yeah,
now.
I'm actually like that.
So it starts at home.
Yeah.
It does.
So home is where the story begins.
100%. For example بس روح إنه على بيبي بسمع له دعاية هلا لجو إنه ما بشوف أماندا ما بشوف
like I have
بشوف
sisters
كلوديا.
like yours,
إنه
they choose
كلوديا.
to stay away from that.
Well, important thing is the family have to give the children confidence.
تمام.
Confidence is very important. Confidence, support, and work with them. Everybody is unique in their own way.
100%.
And you have to find out what is what they do best. Some people are good at some things. Some people are good at other things. But you have to find that out and then work with that and support. So it really comes from your.
It's a very important point, by the way, you said, Brigitte. هلا مثل ما كنت عم تقولي إنه everyone has their unique talent, everyone has a unique set of skills. So what's لأنه كنت عم نتحدث أنا قبل شوي أنا وكلوديا قبل ما نفوت على الاستوديو إنه what makes you make your decision in which career you want to go to?
I'm actually glad Brigitte brought that up because I was actually speaking to Hussein about this, and I bring up what I did with City Hall at such a young age because, for the longest time I assumed that I was going to run for mayor or go into law or in politics or because I pursued an internship that I loved so much. And you know, maybe one day, although it's very far-fetched right now, inshallah, if the opportunity comes, that will happen. However, I pursued so many internships, and that's something that I can't emphasize enough to kids like my age, and especially those that are younger than me.
Yeah.
The internships really, really are, it's probably the best opportunity that you could pursue in your life, because it'll validate or confirm any thoughts that you had about what you wanted to do with your life. When I was in college, for instance, I was so sure that I was going to go into law, you know, and then wallahi, something just made me want to pursue the health field. I said, let me just explore, just for this. I've never done it before.
100%.
My brother-in-law told me, hey, you should check out radiology. I said, okay, let's try. So I went to the hospital.
It's a vintage bell word.
Yeah, well, it is. Leave me alone. But you know, I did the same exact thing I did when I was in City Hall. I marched to the hospital and I asked to, you know, pursue an internship opportunity, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the integration between technology and medicine.
Yep.
And subhanAllah, there are so many like medicinal advances that are happening because of the integration with technology. So when I was working in radiology, you know, the imaging aspect of it, you know, conducting CTs, MRIs, being in the OR, working for fluoro, and working alongside some of the best surgeons in the country. And that was the privilege and the opportunity of a lifetime. So I took advantage of it, and not only did I take advantage, but I fell in love with that, you know. So inshallah, because of that, I'll be beginning a program this upcoming September in that field. That's why I'm, you know, like I work with kids, especially those like in Fortin. That's where I graduated from. But I emphasize to them, like, you have to pursue internships. I was so sure that I was going to go to law school because I worked at City Hall because I love this community. But you know,
that's true. Doing your internship, you figured it out. Probably, I want to be in the house field.
But you know what the beautiful thing is? I get the best of both worlds now. I'll always be serving this community that I love. You know, whether it be volunteering and just whatever it is that this community needs of me. And alongside that, I'll be able to serve people in the health field too.
That's
you know?
nice. Brigitte, when you came into the US, and you know, I've seen and I've read so many things about what you've done, but I think our community has, especially the newer generation, and I was talking also to Claudia before we come, and she's like, you know, I want to meet her because I've heard so many things about you. But not a lot of people know what you've done, and you were one of the few women, let's put it in this way, who were very active, one of the first women to be active in Arab American movement, a Muslim woman who's active in the community, not just on a local level but on a national level and even on international level. فيك تحكي لنا شوي عن هيدي قصة البزنس and how did you get involved, for example, with the Lebanese International Business Council, with the Chamber of Commerce? Please tell us.
In '94, when I opened up my own mortgage brokerage, I started as a one-woman show. I was the receptionist, the processor, the underwriter, everything you can think about. And at the time, we didn't have cell phones; we had pages. If you remember. So I'm talking about dinosaur times. But anyway,
I was born in '94.
So so there was nobody. Actually, I was the first woman to own a mortgage brokerage. And up till now, I am the only woman that owns a mortgage brokerage in the area.
بس لحتى نفسر لهم انه for example في كتير lending company يعني في كتير for example شخص بيشتغل مع banks لحتى انه هو يعطي loans للعالم. بريجيت لا، بريجيت هي broker, so she can give you a loan right away, right?
Yes, we can do. I'm a broker lender, so I have wholesale relationship with my lender and banks. And at the same time, I am a real estate broker. So I added that as a service that comes, and I'm the only one in the community that's known that does both mortgages and real estate together.
That's amazing.
Now I do not compete with my colleagues out there. I have some real estate agents that send me their own clients. They know I ethically do not tamper with their clients. So I look out for the client's best interest and for the customer's best interest. In reference to community involvement, so I started the company from 1 person to 5. Then I expanded to about 100 employees. Then I expanded to Chicago, Illinois. But then September 11 came, and things changed a lot. I had to downsize tremendously. And get back into more the retail part of it and the wholesale part of it. But I've ridden the wave. So I've had my ups and downs. There's failures, and you learn from them. The only way to become successful is to go through so many failures. If you don't fail, you're not going to stand up and succeed.
100%.
In addition to that, I decided to get into community involvement. So I became active with Access. Back then, we used to do telethons, if my Access friends remember, and do live telethons to raise money. I was the first woman to be on the board of directors for the American Arab Chamber of Commerce. I was the vice chair. At the time, they didn't have any women that were on the executive board, so I made a difference there. And the Lebanese International Business Council, our first trip was in 2000. We went. I was the only woman with over 20 men that represented the area here.
You were actually the only woman in the delegation, right?
Yeah, I was the only woman in the delegation.
Wow. خليني اخذ شوية comments from Facebook because we have a lot of comments on Facebook. Amanda Sabah, I think that's your sister. She's saying Claudia, way to go ladies. Hanuna Khatib, she's saying كل الاحترام والتقدير, proud of you ladies. Your husband Brigitte Rayan, حبيب القلب, حاطت لك Brigitte, she's a gorgeous, beautiful wife, mom and daughter.
Oh, thank you so much, Rayan.
شو هالمحبة
I need
هيدي.
to add to that. My husband is one of my greatest support. And I have two.
هلا عم بتقولي هيك عشان كتب لك comment
No,
ولا؟
seriously, I have a great husband, a wonderful husband, and a lot of support at home, and he does not stand in my way in any way.
Exactly.
At all.
هلا we're gonna talk about it. هيدي being a mom and or being very involved with this stuff. Afaf is saying nice show. Thank you يا عفاف. كلك ذوق. Thank you for watching. فلكل اللي عم يحضرونا على الفيسبوك شكرا على الكومنتس اللي عم تحطوا لنا اياهم هون. If you have إذا عندكم حيلا سؤال, if you have any question for our guest, you can leave the comment on Facebook like you're doing right now, and I'm reading your comments. Or leave your question on Facebook على صفحتنا على فيسبوك واتساب شو الأخبار, واتساب ميديا نتورك. كمان إذا بتحبوا تدقوا على الاستوديو حتى نسمع صوتكم كمان 313-769-6666 من ديترويت, ومن وينزر كندا على 519-256-1023. أكيد رح نحكي أكثر عن being a mom and being able like to have a family and have kids and have a demanding husband for example.
No.
بحاول أعلقهم.
ما راح تقدر.
بس بدي أرجع لك كلوديا. You did your internship, you moved, and now you decided to go into the healthcare field. That's an educational wise.
I'm sorry?
That's on the educational part of it. On the community part of it, you're still there, you're still active. Every event, every something that's going on in the community, I see your face. Why did you decide to be active in the community?
Because I think I kind of brushed up on this earlier, because what I said, when I was 13 and they made me feel like what I was doing there was valid, and that this one person at the tender age of 13 was making a difference, as cheesy as it sounds, it's the truth. You have to be there to actually see it, to see the fruition of your hard work and labor. And I would spend the summer with the beaming hot sun in my face, and we would be at Ford Field, for instance, setting up for the homecoming festival, or getting ready to set up Memorial Day Parade, which took hours and days, frankly, of hard labor. But when you see the fruition of like a beautiful outcome of that work, it makes it all worthwhile. And when you advocate something and work for something that's so important to you, and in my case it's the community, I don't regret it for anything, and I won't take a dime for it, because that's not what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it because this is the community that I proudly, على راسها, I call it home, so whatever, wallah, and people think that I'm so cheesy. And,
when you talk about the community, I see how passionate you are.
Yeah,
I can see it on your face because you're smiling. How can كيف فينا نعدي العالم منك? How can we make kids rab off of you in terms of loving and being passionate about this community?
Wallahi, I have friends who some have moved to Florida, some have moved to Tennessee and Chicago, and they're going anywhere and everywhere for instance, a lot of my friends are going there for the sake of furthering their education.
Hello.
And they'll say, and we've heard this phrase, far too many times, oh, I can't wait to leave Dearborn.
Yeah.
I said, I swear to you, you're going to come back and tell me that you take back those words.
Sure.
And they do. They'll tell me at the end of the day, there is no place like Dearborn as far as the hospitality, the sense of feeling at home, the sense of feeling welcoming. For instance, if you go to a funeral, you will see hundreds and hundreds of people showing the support. Half of those people don't even know the person who they're paying their respects for. It's just out of the sake of being there and comforting people in harsh times. After I lost my grandfather, there were so many people at his funeral that I was 17 when I lost my first grandfather, and wallahi, I like to go to funerals just to show people like I know what they're going through. And like, or instance, like if you're volunteering on a campaign, I swear to God, you could be door knocking and advocating whoever it is that you're advocating for, and the people will be like, "Come inside, it's a hot day. Let me get you some water. Let me get you some apples."
It's a funny story because when we go door knocking, me and Claudia, we always go door knocking, probably not together but different stuff. You shouldn't be going door knocking, especially in East Dearborn. We love all of Dearborn, but
Yeah.
especially in East Dearborn. You shouldn't be going door knocking if you're full. لأنه everyone بده يعزمك لعنده على البيت, either to drink tea or to
They
drink
won't let you
coffee
leave
or to have
without a
wine
full
or
stomach.
something.
Yeah, it's so nice. Wallah.
warm.
Yeah, wallah it is. It's
And
great.
Dearborn is cozy.
It is.
Wednesday.
Wallah it is.
Honestly,
Yeah.
What's
It's home away
what's so
from home.
special about Dearborn, Brigitte, from your point of view?
Dearborn, I have seen Dearborn since it was a ghost town
Yeah.
years ago, and I've seen how we've emerged and we stick together and we're with each other and we help each other and we have the compassion,
حلو.
and that's very important. And the children right now, they feel that way because we built that in them, that
That's true.
family and family values and being together. And my kids, I tell them, do you want to move to Northville or Plymouth or what? No, we want to
It's
stay
not
in
the same,
Dearborn.
no?
حلو.
And
حتى الأولاد يعني؟
يس الولاد حتى
والله.
الولاد الولاد عودناهم على هذا الجو الشرقي العربي الديني الحمد
Nice.
لله.
The
They're doing
businesses are
great.
growing
Yes,
exponentially.
they're doing
Alhamdulillah.
really
Yeah,
good.
it's
You mentioned it was a ghost city, and I agree with you, by the way.
Yes, it was a ghost city, and we, as immigrants,
Exactly.
have made the city a vibrant city. In,
100%.
in addition to Ford and all these other companies. But if we weren't here, I don't think we'll be the city we are right now.
100%.
On a real estate
Yeah.
standpoint, people just want to stay here. They don't want to leave.
Actually, you have
We
the
have
facts,
issues.
and you are, like you said,
Oh,
you, are
yes,
in real
we
estate, you work in real estate, so you.
issues. We have issues with demand and supply. We have issues. People just want to stay here.
Wow.
Even the ones they move away, they come back again. They
Yeah,
want to
that's
come
true.
back again. So I see the city going even better. We have a great city council members. They're all lawyers and judges and I see
There is, there is
a
always
lot of
room-
others
there is always room to
diverting out to
improve.
other cities.
No, 100%. There is always room to improve, but compared to other cities and compared to what's out there, I believe.
Yes, I think
agree.
I think it's great.
مع
I think
إنه
we
we
have
pay more
people-
taxes and we pay more
No, no.
insurance, but hey, that's fine.
You know what I'm saying? It's really worth it. I have people from other states that are really want to move here because they feel like they're at home. They're welcome. We don't have the discrimination that's going on. That we don't see it because we're inside, but it is out there. And hopefully things will get better as time goes on and people are more aware of what our culture is about, what our religion is about, and all of that.
Like I mentioned before, you're a mom, you're a businesswoman, and you have a family. How
Yes.
do you manage to basically staying on top of things?
Yeah.
Does your business life take from your personal life?
Yes, before I had the children, I devoted a lot of my time to the business, which I made it grow a lot.
Okay.
And I have other family members that I took care of. Some have passed away, some are still alive. So I still take care of like 3 generations, not just the kids. I have
Oh, wow.
a mother, and I had a sick brother before that passed away
Yeah.
that I was taking care of. But now things are a little bit better for me. The kids are getting a little older. The teenagers now, they both go to Dearborn High.
Hello.
And they're great kids. They're very loving and it's all about time management and putting your priorities straight. Right now, my priorities are
You're good.
my husband, my children,
She knows he's watching.
my mother, of course, and my health, of course. And then after that, everything follows. I have done enough with the community. I think it's time to sit on the passenger seat or the back seat and have the new generation take over.
Mhm.
I think for me, I planted the seed.
You did?
And I've made a difference in the past. For those who know me, the older generation know me. The newer generation don't. They probably know me from their parents. I even had one newer generation that his father was looking for me because his son said, I need to do a mortgage. No, I got somebody for you. And he started looking for me, which was very, very, I was very happy to
That's
hear
amazing.
that.
That's amazing.
I am a little
Go
on
ahead,
a
yeah.
low keyed a little bit right now because of other things going on.
Uh-huh.
Between work and all that, but I'm still here. I'm still doing mortgages. I'm still doing real estate. I even do financial counseling. If somebody does not need to do a mortgage or doesn't need to buy a house, I tell them not to.
Hello.
Even though it's to my benefit
You make your money
to make
out of
the
some,
income,
yeah.
but I have to look out for their welfare.
100%.
It has to make sense for them also.
100%. رح ناخد نحن بريك كتير قصير وبعد البريك رح نحكي how to bridge the gap between two generations. هيدا رح يكون محور حديثنا بعد البريك وإذا عندكم سؤالات فيكم تتواصلوا معنا إن شاء الله. فبريك وبنرجع لكم.
رحلة مع بلو سكاي سالون أند سبا للسيدات فقط وخبرة 15 سنة بعالم التجميل. بقدم ثريدنج أند واكسينج كل أنواع الصفا والهايلايتس مايكروبليدنج فيشل كيراتين برازيلي بلو أوت وبرايدل باكج افيلبل. بلو سكاي سالون أند سبا بإدارة سبا ورش.
Hello everyone on Facebook. شكرا everyone for the comments. Ali, the topic is basically we're highlighting another 2 success stories from our community, basically, especially like women in power. So we're trying to highlight 2 successful women from our community. But if you have any comment, please let us know. And thank you everyone that's watching. I mean, it's beautiful. I love it. Please make sure you share the video so we can reach more people.
5601 شيفر رود رقم التليفون 313-582-8888.
العالم مش مبسوطة بالوضع العالم. يلا we go back to the topic. بنعود لكم مستمعينا من راديو أمريكانا 102.3 اف ام. معكم حسين هاشم على الهواء مباشرة اليوم بحلقة جديدة من برنامج Young Leading the Way. قبل ما نكمل حديثنا مع كلوديا وبريجيت بس بنحب نتشكر السبونسرز تبع صفحة واتساب شو الأخبار اللي هن سكاي لانج, People Subs and Shawarma in Taylor, Applied Modern Health دكتور مو هزيمة, Big Rays Quick Load, علي بيدون العقاري علي بيدون, أسواق البلد Every Fresh Market, وبريجيت جوارد هاشم, the one and only. Thank you for your support بريجيت للصفحة. Claudia, I know you have a good relation with your parents, but I know you were born here. But still, your generation is different from their generation. Have you ever, and I know your dad, Ismallah, he doesn't want to move to the next generation, he wants to stay in this generation. تحياتنا لجو, by the way. Have there been any clashes in regards to different views and opinions and how to do things?
You know what? When I was younger, it was that case. Like when my dad didn't really understand, I suppose he didn't understand why I was so involved. He assumed that I was going into law or whatever it may be, and I told him, I emphasized that I just, from my heart, love doing this thing. Mm-hmm. And then he realized that I was exploring other things with the hospital, and I guess for quite some time he didn't understand why I was investing so much time and things that weren't guaranteed. Was I guaranteed a job with the hospital? Was I guaranteed a job with the city? So then when he saw that, it was merely community service, he realized, okay, this is something that I could be very proud of.
Did he want you to do a specific major or a specific career?
He used to throw suggestions all the time, whether it be pharmacy. Pharmacy was a huge one. I think it would be his dream if it were up to him, like for us all to be pharmacists, because he thinks it's like right in between medicine and I guess with law, so I suppose. But and then when I took a little bit of time off after I graduated college, so between graduating college and starting this program, inshallah, I worked at Biblos from the managerial side.
Yeah.
So it really gave me the opportunity to grow closer to him, but I saw this side of him, although I worked there when I was a teenager, I was a waitress, but I saw this side to him, like over this past summer in particular, that I really gained this newfound respect for him, because he gets his hands dirty, although he owns it, and he's got the staff, Allah khalilna yahon, he loves to get his hands dirty, and when you're there, from like a family business point of view, there's something about having family values and integrating them with the actual family business, and people take note of that. They recognize it the moment they walk in. They'll walk into a wedding, and right off the bat, it's like seconds within walking in, whether or not you feel welcome.
Yeah.
You see the owner, his daughter, his son.
It's a family business.
Yeah, like نحن من قلبنا, we want you to leave full, we want you to leave happy, we want you to leave satisfied. They'll see the owner's daughter getting on the floor and scrubbing the cake that a kid threw on the floor. Like, why is she doing that? It's like my home. I want to entertain my guests. I want it to be hospitable and and it's just stop making fun of my vintage stuff. I see your face, but no, it's great. Alhamdulillah.
Brigitte, when it comes to your kids,
Yes,
how many kids you have?
I have 2, 16 and 14, boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl.
Ali and Nadia Hashim.
Ali and Nadia Hashim. هلا نحن we share the same last name, but we're not cousins.
We are cousins.
We are cousins.
Somehow.
Far away cousins.
Yes.
How do you deal with your kids in terms of daily life, in terms of their career choice, in terms of being out there, in terms of what's the future is going to be like for them? Do you micromanage them, or do you leave the freedom to them?
It's a combination of both. What I do is I have different levels that I deal with everybody.
Okay.
Everybody's on their level.
100%.
So with the children, sometimes on my knees.
حلو.
When they were crawling, I was crawling with them. When they were sleeping, I would cuddle them. When they're growing, I act like them.
حلو.
When we go out, I dance like them.
I like.
so,
هذا لازم نحطه بشي برومو يا محمد.
so I am at their level. I enjoy the things that they enjoy. So they will feel that they can relate to me. I have to connect with them. That's the way to connect with them. I give them a lot of love and comfort. And like I said, everybody is different in their personalities.
مزبوط.
In reference to their careers, we don't put, me and their dad, we don't put any pressures on them.
Nice.
Do what, as long as they get educated, and then after that, they're going to change as they go. The interests are going to change, and the time is going to change. What's good now doesn't mean it's going to work in a few years from now.
That's true.
When I first came here, I wanted to do law. But at the time,
Wallah.
computer science was a big deal. It just started coming out, and I got into that field. I didn't like it much. I got done with it, but then I went again, advanced my education in finance,
Yeah.
which I liked a lot because I like numbers. And I ended up being in that field doing, advisory or financing. And then I'm good at sales, so I got the sales, the real estate added to it.
حلو.
Plus the management, of course, and being my own. I like to think in the box. I mean, out of the box.
Do you want to give your job to your kids? Because عندنا بحبوا الأهل إنه واحد من أولادهم ياخذ شغله.
أكيد.
You know
هو حلو هيك. مثل my husband Ryan has a business.
مزبوط.
He's in trading, wholesale, and he would like one of the kids
to take over.
Yeah, to take over. Same with me. I've built something. I'd like someone to take over, but not necessarily. They need to.
You would
find
like
their
for
way.
them to take
I would
it,
like
but
to.
بس you're not gonna pressure them.
No,
to
we're
do
not going
so.
to pressure it. I like them to pick the field that they like, that they enjoy, because they have to love what they do. If they don't have a passion or love for what they do, they're not going to be successful.
100%.
And they're going to be very
You're gonna hate your
miserable.
life.
They're gonna
A lot
drive
of
going to work.
You're gonna
lot
hate
of
your
our families, lot of our, especially our community, our culture, they want doctors, lawyers. So come on, we have so many doctors. Mashallah, we have a lot of doctors and lawyers right now. I commend the community. I have never seen
I mean, any
that
house that
many
you go
graduates
into,
that
any
I've
house that
seen.
you go
This
into,
is great.
Yeah.
you have a lawyer or a
Something worth
pharmacist
being
or a
proud of.
doctor.
But you know what? There's things that come up now, like biotechnology. There's a lot of things that are come up in the future that are going to be new in demand. So we really don't know what they're going to get into. As long as they have interest in the subject, the main thing is they're good at it and they're successful at it. They're happy with it. That's all I care about.
But I don't think people know or understand. I don't think people quite understand just how broad the job field is. Because sometimes they don't realize how many job opportunities there are in a hospital, for instance, outside of merely being a doctor or a nurse.
Yes.
And like had I not taken that internship opportunity, I wouldn't even known what radiologic technology was. And my parents, alhamdulillah, were so supportive when they saw that I was happy and that I was pursuing this internship. Now my dad, instead of us all being pharmacists, he wants us all to do this. So
هلا what's the different views? هلا do the parents want the something that's stable, financially stable, or the kids? What do you guys go after, Claudia? Do you go after how much money you make out of it, or how much you love the job? And it's the same question. How do parents look at it in terms when their son or their daughter looks at job?
I can't imagine doing something for the sake of, having a higher income, especially if it's something that I'm not going to enjoy.
Okay.
I can't imagine waking up in the morning dreading going to work, because that'll be like the outlook of my entire day. I'm just going to have a bad attitude towards people that I'm working with, and then I'm just going to wake up miserable, and it's not worth it.
Yeah.
However, we would only be kidding ourselves if we said, stability is not, because it's comfortable. At the end of the day, you want to live comfortably. But I definitely don't think you should do something that you hate
Just
if
for
it
the
means
sake
more
of money.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it.
In terms of point of view of a parent, what do you look at more?
Money is important, of course.
أكيد.
And it's a source to make you
حلو
comfort.
حبيبي لك money is not important.
It's
lying to
important,
you.
but it's not everything. Also, health comes first, and
أكيد.
happiness and content. You have to be content. If you're content, you'll be happy.
100%. That's a very important point.
You have to
by
be
the way.
content.
Yeah, أكيد.
قناعة
كنز لا يفنى.
لا يفنى.
جو غزي just added me on Facebook على account تاني تبع شو الأخبار.
So the problem with our community and our people, our culture, is they like the prestige of the doctor and the lawyer.
مزبوط.
that is nice. And then الحاكم والجudge you know with all
عندنا
due
هيدي
respect
قصة البوزيشن
yeah أكيد مهمة طبعا position and power is so important you know. It's something that
Is
we
it
all
important?
like. Yeah.
I'm gonna
To
make you
some
flash
it's
through
important.
yeah. Is it
Yeah.
important to
To
Claudia?
some people it's important.
To some people it is
Yes.
important. I
To
wouldn't
you, is it
necessarily say it's
important?
important, but it's and it's a privilege to
By
have.
the way, I've seen it. I'm sorry انه
Yeah.
بكون for example بتروحي لعند حدا بدك تزوريه بتقولي له انه ابنك شو عم يتعلم؟ بتقول لك ابني دكتور. بيكون هو بعد عمره 13 سنة فهمي؟
It's one thing to see it that way, but then it's another to think like power wise, okay?
100%.
And if I were to uphold a position with high power, wallahi I see it as like I have the opportunity to touch lives.
100%.
Like if I were a
ما
judge
هي
for
مثل ما قالت
instance.
بريجيت, it's how you deal with that
Yeah,
position that you
exactly,
have. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
You know, important thing is character.
Right.
And I point character more than I don't care what lawyer, doctor, whoever. If you don't have a good character,
yeah, that's what you do with it.
I don't see you as a successful person.
100%.
If
بس
you're not
بدنا
respected and liked.
أكيد. It's a very important, you know, whatever you guys are saying, I love what you guys are saying. I love that we have this thing where we can get two
The generation gap.
Wallah, أنا to be honest with you, Heidi, that was made unintentional, and as I was writing the title,
But
what's
still,
the
it's
personality?
It's not too much of a generation
I love
gap.
it, wallah, I love it. No, to be honest
It
with
is
you,
a
يعني,
generation gap, yes.
to be
There
honest,
is.
لا 100%. هلا بنوجه تحية لجو، جو عم يحضرنا بيقول لكم I'm so proud of you Claudia and Brigitte. تحياتنا لك جو، thank you.
Hi, Dad.
تحية لعلي حسين ترمس اللي عملنا شي 250,000 شير هلا حاليا. علي thank you for the shares. غدير محمد كمان عم تحضرنا بتقول لكم thank you guys for what you do. وعندنا كتير كومنتس بس مش عارفين ارجع لهم كلهم صراحة. ان شاء الله بس تخلصوا الحلقة روحوا اسمعوا احضروا الكومنت.
Well, thank you all in advance.
كمان بدي وجه تحية لنسرين اللي بتشتغل معكم ببيبلوس. I love نسرين.
That's my sister. الله يخلينا إياها.
وبدي كمان محمد حمود من القنصلية اللبنانية بديترويت. كمان محمد تحية لك على اللي كل عم بتقوم فيه تحية للقنصلية اللبنانية بشكل عام بديترويت وللقنصل سوزان موزي ياسين على الجهد اللي عم بيقوموا فيه. بالرغم انه هي القنصل الوحيد الموجود هلا حاليا ما معه قنصل مساعد، بس عم يقوموا بقد ما فيهم بالشغل اللي هن المطلوب منهم. فتحية لكم محمد، خصوصا لمحمد، انا حبيب قلبي محمد بحبه كثير، ولكل واحد بالقنصلية. وتحية لكل اللي عم يحضرونا على فيسبوك على صفحة واتساب شو الأخبار. بحب أذكركم إنه في كتير عالم بيقولوا لي إنه حسين عم تطلعوا لايف بس ما بيوصلنا إنه أنتوا لايف على فيسبوك. الطريقة الوحيدة إنه بدك لحتى يوصلك إنه مثل نوتيفيكيشن أو تنبيه إنه نحن عم نطلع لايف، هي بدك تروح على الصفحة في 3 نقط براس الصفحة من فوق بتكبس عليها، يو كليك فولو عليها. بس تكبس فولو بدك تحط النوتيفيكيشن تيرن اون نوتيفيكيشن، ساعتها بس نحن نطلع لايف او بس نعمل بوست لشيء بيوصلك الكومنت انه نحن لايف. كمان بنحب نذكر اللي عم بيستمعوا لنا على راديو امريكانا 102.3 اف ام انه فيكم تتواصلوا معنا من ديترويت على 313-769-6666 ومن وينزر كندا على 519-256-1023. كمان بنحب نذكركم انه نحن هذا البرنامج هو كل نهار جمعة من الساعة 1 للساعة 2، ومن الاثنين للخميس بتكون معكم عفاف ببرامجها الخاصة من راديو أمريكانا. ونرجع لموضوعنا ولا ضيوفنا الحلوين والمهضومين والتوبكس عم تحكوا فيها اليوم صراحة. يعني الطريقة اللي it's a conversation, it's more like a conversation more than we are having an interview, which is I believe this is why we're enjoying it more. Going back to this topic of, for example, the relation between parents and their kids. Lately in our community we've seen so many cases of suicide, so many cases of kids going towards drugs. Is it because of the stress? Is it because of what? I'll start with you, Claudia, and I'll go to Brigitte.
God, it's difficult to answer because I don't think there's one sole answer to that. You know, I wish I could tell you I do, but that's something that catches me off guard because it's so touchy. It's not something that, especially in our community, you would expect to be so prominent as it's been over the past year or so. But that's where, going back to what you said, like I can't emphasize the importance of having a dialogue or a mere conversation between you and your parents or your family or somebody that you care about, because that's what's gonna like allow you to see something, I suppose, from a different perspective. Or like on a personal note, for me, my faith really draws me away from those sorts of things, because unfortunately, a lot of people think that suicide is the answer, which is a terrible ideology, and it's an unfortunate one because it's not the answer. You don't know what happens after that, you know? And it's going to make things far worse, not only for you, but for your family. The sabr that it's going to put, and it's so unfortunate, you know? So if we could take preventative measures to do it, like, there have been so many wonderful things that people have been doing over the past year or so. Hassan Abdullah, for instance,
In terms of drugs. And
Yeah, in
stuff,
terms of substance abuse and drugs, which a lot of people have been committing suicide because of, the things that he's been doing have been wonderful because he's like, this is being so prominent, whatever I could do, I've got to stop it. And alhamdulillah, and I'd like to think that he's changed so many lives over the past year or so merely from doing that.
When you first came to the US, Brigitte,
Yes.
did you guys encounter those issues, especially with
course.
our community in terms of Arab Americans, especially ولاد العرب يعني do
Was
they
it a
used to commit
common-
suicide? Do
Yeah.
they used to
هلا
go for
كان
drugs the
في-
way how it is right now?
هلا كان في بس هلا كتير
Hey.
يعني
Is it هلا
it's
كتير ولا
so-
هلا
لا.
بلشت تطلع للعلن لانه
لا
هلا
لا
now
في
people
اكثر
know because
هلا
there's
لا
social
في
media.
اكثر في
Well,
اكثر
في
هلا
أكتر.
بكثير حتى العشر سنين اللي مضوا
Yeah,
بتسمع اكثر بكثير من قبل يعني
that's true.
But let me emphasize something because I'm going to speak in English because I'm sure there's some English viewers more.
أكيد 100%.
It all starts at home.
Of course.
You agree?
I don't care how much education you get outside or how much help you're going to get outside. If the parents are not attentive to their children and their behavior, and it starts from a younger age, and who they hang out with, and what they do in their spare time, and educating them on drugs and all that. If
100%.
you're not attentive to them, they're going to actually sway away
Yeah.
because they're children. They're going to
100%.
they might be very good kids, but they'll have bad influence. So
Of course.
it really is a lot of parents right now are letting they're busy. We all have to work. We all have to make a living. We have to go out. We don't know what's happening at home.
حلو.
It's for me. It's
So we need to find, the parents need to find this balance between work and family.
There definitely has to be balance between work and family.
Some parents
Is it-
can
is it-
try though.
Yeah. Is it having like an open relation with your parent helps, Claudia?
Oh, certainly.
Right.
Of course, alhamdulillah.
Especially
yeah,
as a woman and as a girl,
Yes.
it's يعني having this like open relation, especially with your mom, you know what I mean? When it comes like to different things that happen with you, especially in school, بشكل عام نحن عم نحكي, you know what I mean? How important is that? Does it prevent things like bad things from happening?
Certainly. I would never do something that in the back of my mind I would tell myself, would my parents be ashamed of this,
حلو.
Not only that, but from a faithful perspective, I would never want to do something that, I always bear in mind that God is watching me, So there's that, and then there's the faith that my parents instilled in me, and there's the respect that I have towards them, and I would never want to, lower their heads. And it's so unfortunate because I don't necessarily want to put the blame on parents when something unfortunate like that happens, because wallah, they do their part, and you have some that do their part, and unfortunately they take a kid will take the wrong turn, hang out with the wrong group of people,
Yeah.
and lead them to a decision that they'll regret, So it's so unfortunate, the entire thing, because all it takes is one unfortunate
One
influence, and it's
It's, yeah.
horrible.
One mistake. I agree with you, Claudia. It does.
But it does start from
outside
home.
factors have a lot to do with
Yeah,
it. Because
but it
you
does
can't
start
control
from
what's outside. But I say 60 to 70% starts at home. That you can actually
Yes.
instill those
Exactly.
views and keep on warning them about all of these things,
Yeah.
and then just observe and just follow up.
Because
100%.
home is
Definitely.
it's the foundation of like
You-
how they're going to turn out, So you're right.
100%. أنا بدي استعمل هودي الثلاث دقايق اللي بعدنا عنا إياهم هلا لضوي أكثر عليكم كبزنس لايف أكثر. بريجيت يعني كنا عم نحكي عن قصة الكومبانيز that you started. خبرينا عن I know you have two companies right now. خبرينا مور عنهم، وإذا العالم بدهم يتواصلوا معك كيف فيهم يتواصلوا معك؟ شو هن أرقام التليفون أو المكتب وين؟ I know نحن يمكن المكتب بنفس المبنى
مكتب نحن جيران. مكتب next door.
فخبرينا
next
عن
door
الكومبانيز تبعك what you do exactly وكيف فيهم العالم يتواصلوا معكم.
Well, Infinity One Corp is a mortgage company, and
Hello.
Premier One Group is a real estate company. They come hand in hand.
حلو.
نعمل pre-approval, بهال pre-approval get them approved for a mortgage. We find them a home, and we also do residential and commercial.
Nice.
بيتواصلوا معي.
شو رقم
بيتصلوا
التليفون؟
بواتساب. شو
شو رقم التليفون إذا يتواصلوا معك؟
313-825-4187.
Okay.
This is my mobile number,
Hello.
so don't call me at 12 at night. But yeah, 313-825-4187 and the office number as well. But it's by appointment, of course.
Very good. كثير منيح كثير منيح. كلوديا عم تشتغلي على شيء هلا غير بيبلوس بهالايام؟
You know what? I'm focusing on my program, inshallah, because I have to give all of my time to that. It's going to be Monday through Friday, inshallah. But like I said, Dearborn is a city that I talk about with my head held high. So
Hello.
I'm not going anywhere, inshallah, you know.
You're
So
staying here. مش
I'm
رايح على
staying
مطرح.
here, yeah, I'm staying put. I will always be
You're
involved.
doing a master program, right? هلا؟
No, it's not a master's.
What
It's
is
a
it called?
hospital-based program.
Hospital-based?
Radiologic technology. So the integration between it's really medical imaging with, you know, inshallah, specialization of MRIs. I'm fascinated by the brain. I'm fascinated by the body. So inshallah, that's where I'd like to work, and of course, I'd like to serve people.
بريجيت في شيء نحن او كلوديا في شيء ما غطيناه بتحبوا انه انتم you guys to mention it? Would you like to mention anything that we didn't cover if you want?
Well, I just want to
Very
add,
briefly,
thank you so much, Hussein, and thank you for all the audience, and wish everybody luck. You know, just to add, to be successful, you have to have patience, perseverance, confidence, a plan, a dream, imagination, everything that you can think of. And if anybody can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes
what
you have to take the risk, right?
What you do not start today, if you don't start today, you can never finish tomorrow.
100%. Claudia, very quickly, 15 seconds for you.
Thank you again for having us. I think this was a great platform to talk about things that are important, things that people hold very near and dear to their heart. And just to touch on what she said about education and faith, those are the most important things that one can have.
100%. بدي أشكركم. I want to really thank you, Claudia. I want to really thank you, Brigitte, for being with me on the show today and for being a sponsor on WhatsApp شو الأخبار. I really appreciate your support. بدي أتشكر جميع مستمعينا اللي كانوا على أمريكانا راديو واللي كانوا عم يحضرونا على واتساب شو الأخبار على الفيسبوك. ضلوكم تابعونا كل نهار جمعة من الساعة 1 ل 2. عفاف رح تكون معكم من نهار الاثنين مثل العادة من الساعة 1 ل 2 مواضيع جديدة. كان معكم حسين هاشم على الهواء مباشرة. إلى أن نلتقي الأسبوع الجاي. إلى اللقاء. Thank you everyone on Facebook. This was a beautiful show with Claudia and Brigitte. If you guys like it, please make sure you follow the page and you click on receiving notification and you share this video so we can reach more viewers. Thank you, and until next week, I'll see you.
مطعم عشتار يعني الغوزي والمشاوي شاورما الطيب التعليل البغدادي.